feel wonderful, and they won't want it to feel wonderful because of different mental health struggles. And delighted now to shed a light on this and actually pull back the curtain on a taboo subject still on this World Suicide Prevention Day with Izzy. Good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How are you today?
I'm very well. It's so great to have you back in the studio.
I know. Doesn't feel surreal this time, though, because I was here a few weeks ago.
It was only a few weeks ago. You were standing on the breakfast show back at your old home, breakfast show.
It was good to be back, though.
It was amazing to have you back. And you mentioned towards the end of your stint here on the breakfast show, I do things with Papyrus. And on the 10th of September, it's World Suicide Prevention Day. Can I come back on and talk about what they do? And I was like, yes, you can. Because we still read about it. It still happens. And Papyrus have got a very important mission.
Yes.
Tell us all about it then, Izzy.
So Papyrus are an organisation that are solely aimed at preventing young suicides. So whether that be providing one-to-one support for young people in crisis, the people that are supporting those young people, and by young people as well, we do actually go all the way up to 35.
Oh, wow.
So, but not exclusively for them, but anyone who cares for them or is worried about them as well. And then training people up to be able to spot the signs of potential suicide and being confident enough to have that conversation, to be able to try and get in ahead of it. Because not every suicide can be prevented, but a lot of them can be. And sometimes all it takes is someone who followed the gut and knew the right thing to say at the right time to save a life.
And that's the thing. If you don't have that confidence that, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I make it worse? Then all of a sudden you don't have the conversation at all. Whereas that reach out and be like, I've noticed that things have changed. Is everything okay? That could be the floodgate and the beginning of a journey, of a path to a lifelong lived.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and it seems very fitting actually to have this conversation after the weekend. There was Sammy Sai's Day Out, which of course was celebrating the life of Sammy, who did take his own life. And it's also, you mentioned that you got up to 35. In young men in particular, it's one of the biggest killers.
Yeah, it is indeed. So I've got some myths and facts for you. Would you like to go through them?
Yes, please.
Okay. So how about if I read one out and you try to tell me if you think it is a myth or a fact?
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This brings back Game with No Name vibes, by the way. Okay. So talking about suicide increases the risk.
Myth.
Indeed, it is a myth. There is a widespread stigma associated with suicide. As a result, many people are afraid to speak about it. Talking about suicide not only reduces the stigma, but also allows individuals to seek help, rethink their options, and share what they are going through with others.
Yeah.
So next one, suicide only happens to certain types of people.
Myth.
Indeed, it is. Certain factors are known to be associated with an increased risk of suicide, which may fall into one of a few categories: individual, social, cultural, or situational. But it does not actually, suicide can happen to anybody. 1 in 30 of us have thoughts of suicide in a year.
Ooh. 1 in 30 of us have ideas of suicide in a year. Oh, just because I've gone myth so far, I'm going to go fact on this one.
This one is also a myth. So the statistic in itself is very difficult to measure, and it can't be completely accurate because no one knows what people are thinking about for sure. But thoughts are difficult to define, shrouded in taboo and stigma. So how can we possibly know? But a fifth of adults reported that they had thought about taking their own life at some point. If all adults of the wider population had asked about this, it is likely that the proportion would be somewhere between 19.5 and 21.7%.
Wow. So, and which kind of makes it ironic that it is a stigma and taboo when so many people have had a thought in the first place.
It is. It's but also it's because it's something that can be so private, and because there is a lot of stigma and discrimination, and also shame that goes with it. Nothing so much as the self-shame. It's amazing quite often when people do speak out, and I speak as somebody who's gone through this experience. When you do speak out about it, you realize that a lot of that shame was from yourself. And there's a lot of support to be found out there.
Yeah.
So most suicides are attempted by males.
Oh, myth.
You're correct. So the key word here is attempts. More women will attempt suicide, but more men will die by suicide.
Right.
So the next, there are also over two. No, hang on, the color changed. I was confused. So over 200 school children are lost to suicide every year.
Gosh, that's over.
Mm.
Am I going to have to sadly say fact?
Yes.
Gosh.
It is. And also, suicide is the most common cause of death of young people in the UK.
Because I mentioned earlier about the young men, I'm going to say fact again.
Yeah, under 35s, it is the most common cause of death. Okay, suicide is a crime in the UK.
Myth is changed.
Yes. So suicide has not been a crime in England and Wales since 1961 and 1966 in Northern Ireland, but it's only since 1993 in the Republic of Ireland that it has not been an offence. And this is why we try and avoid words and terminology around committed suicide.
Yes.
We would try and say died by suicide instead, because you're not committing an offence.
Yeah.
So next one, Tom. I must keep someone's thoughts of suicide to myself.
Well, based on what we said earlier and talking about it actually alleviates some of that. We shouldn't need to, so that would be a myth.
Indeed, it is. So the risk of keeping suicide a secret means the person might not get the support they need and can be too much pressure for just one person to deal with. We've just got two left now.
Two left.
So the next one, only experts can prevent suicide.
Myth.
Indeed, you're right. Absolutely anybody can prevent a suicide. Often the person doesn't need an expert. All you need is a human connection. And the very last one, suicidal people do not ask for help.
Myth.
Yes. So some people will not ask for help at all, and some people will ask for help very clearly. Many are somewhere in between and will ask in unobvious ways.
Yeah. And that brings me on to my next point, actually, is that we talked about the thoughts and the people asking for help. There really is a spectrum. That there's the thoughts, the accidental thoughts, if you will, thinking, oh gosh, I can't believe I just had that thought. And those that go through to more than thoughts, and maybe a little bit of self-harm that sometimes is a precursor, sometimes to actual planning and engagement and actual research as well. So where does Papyrus fit in with all of this, and how can Papyrus help?
So absolutely anywhere along that spectrum, completely, from somebody that is struggling with ideation all the way up to somebody who's in the middle of an attempt. But for the caregivers as well, it can be any time that you have a worry. If there's just something in your gut, you can call up and get advice. You don't need to, you can just call at any time. If you are worried and you need support, just call. But also, if you're not somebody who likes to call,